procedural item. We have a contract with a vendor. That vendor calls for us to declare whether we want to continue it or not within 60 days of October the 20th. And that 60 days is August the 22nd, which is, again, this week is our last meetings before that. We put this on the agenda. We knew that there are people that are watching this project, and we wanted to give notice. But it's procedural. We still have 60 days to deal with it, but this is, again, it's procedural. The county administrator could have sent a letter to the vendor and said, by the way, we're exercising our right under paragraph whatever of the contract. We chose to put it out there because the communication towers is more controversial than we'd like it to be, so we wanted to make sure we had full transparency. This is part of implementing and getting ready to put up into operation the MARC system. It is a requirement of our contract with Marks that we deliver the tower in a certain case. We are not tearing the tower down, and at this point, we are not interrupting the service, but the vendor had an obligation he knew this day was coming, and he had an obligation to his customers to provide a plan B for this day. And so we assume that he's doing that. We hadn't heard from him, but as little as 90 minutes ago, we did hear from the vendor with a request to sit down and discuss some kind of an extension that might be amenable to the county and to Marks, and we will be entering into those conversations. It would be inappropriate to predict how they will go, but we will hold those conversations. And quite frankly, we were surprised they didn't occur prior to today. But Chief, you're right. We need to be as transparent as we can, and the agenda goes out 24 hours before the meeting, and you've proven that it works. So at the end of the day, this particular item is not as controversial as it may seem by some people, but it's another step in the process to the communications issue. So we thank you for coming out today and making comment, and we hope that you'll find some comfort in our answer. We will sit down with the vendor and make sure that there is no interruption, but again, we don't operate the system. We just rent and access, and that vendor has the responsibility to turn his system into service for you. We're not cutting the service, only he can do that. So, thank you again. Any other comment on the issue of old business?
One comment I'd like to say about that. We have a contractual obligation with the Marks that they're the only ones on the tower. So that's very clear. So that's why the notice did go out the way we did it.
And we'll have a press release in full to give some additional details to what we're doing. That may already be on the street, I'm not quite sure. But again, and we'll be back here Friday. If there's any questions that the press release doesn't answer, we invite you to come back on Friday and get those questions answered.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No?
Okay.
Teresa?
Was that your old business, or is there further?
That's the old business.
Okay. Under board business, number 9, approve and waive the reading in the county commissioners meeting minutes of August 1st.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Dell?
Aye.
Number 10, authorize Board of Commissioners to terminate the lease agreement between Board and Cleveland Communications, Inc. for space at Tower of 225 Burns Road, Elyria. There is an automatic renewal for a subsequent 2-year term on October 20th of 25, and county intends for the lease agreement to be terminated pursuant to Section 7 and provides a 60-day written notice.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, this is what we talked about in old business.
Yes.
Like you said, it's a continuation, it's supposed to be just a regular, how do we say it, just procedural item. So the issue at hand is the vendor has known for at least a year this was coming. And I think a lot of panic happened, and he reached out to us through the sheriff's office and through the prosecutor's office. And they reached out to us about 90 minutes ago, and they were asking if we could do an extension to provide a smooth transmission or transaction, or what do you want to call it? Transition, thank you. So that wouldn't interrupt anyone's services. And we thank the sheriff for calling us and participating in stopping them from filing more lawsuits, since we're still dealing with the one they got against us. But I thought it was a very good conversation I heard from the sheriff and our prosecutor, Sillo. And I have a feeling, based on that conversation, this will be a smooth transition. So.
Anything further?
Nope.
Commissioner Dell?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Under Community Development, 11, approve the CDBG Program Year 25 application submission to the Ohio Department of Development